Spencer Lazara, MMAinterviews.tv, alongside Eddie Alvarez, ready to make your return to action this Saturday night. Obviously excited for this rematch against Mike Chandler. Talk to us about the trials and tribulations and getting to this point, fight day.
It's been a long road, you know. A lot of changes have happened in the last year or so. A lot of good changes, a lot of positive changes, and just excited, man. Just to hear you say that, 2 more days of the fight, you know. Excited.
You talked about the mental differences and your mind wasn't in the right place in the last fight. Do you feel like it is more mental, the problems, as opposed to physical?
Absolutely, man. You know, mind controls everything, always. That's our control center. If it's off either way, if it's off a little bit, either way, you know, it affects performance. And you know, right now, you know, I'm in a state of mind. I'm perfectly balanced with a great team, great group of coaches, and you know, my family's happy. Everything's good, man. I'm in a good spot. I'm happy.
What are the biggest differences mentally? Is it more preparation, your mindset, just being comfortable? What is it?
Just trusting in my coaches, trusting in my training partners, trusting in my leadership that I have behind me. It's so important to go into a battle in any combat sport, trusting in the people that are behind you, that are leading you, that are helping you. And I trust 100% fully in my leadership and the things that are told to me, the things that are given to me on a daily basis. And I'm ready to take them things and implement them, go into battle, and I believe in them. And when I believe in something, it works. It
is just a year layoff. Everybody seems to be making a big deal about that. I mean, I think everyone expected it to be longer of a layoff with everything going on with the trial. Can you just talk about that? And you said that you were going to settle. When you made that move to Florida, you knew that was coming. Can you just talk about that?
Yeah. You know, I had it in my mind. You know, I wanted to go to Florida. I wanted to prepare. I knew that was the place to get ready to be a world champion again. And I made that move. I made that sacrifice. You know, my wife was kind enough and gracious enough to pick up, you know, my family, my kids, and make it with me. And you know, this would be my way of paying her back, and you know, paying everybody back who's been through the struggle with me, and say, hey, it was all worth it. Our investment was worth it. Our sacrifice was worth it.
Did you want a tune-up fight, or was it a no-brainer, you know, getting this fight? Did you expect to fight Mike in the rematch in your first fight back?
No, man. This tune-up fights it's bullshit, you know. You tune up, and you want to tune up, you tune up in when you're training, you know. Tune-ups ain't, you know, that's not fair for fans to have a tune-up fight, you know. Nobody wants to pay to see you tune up. You know, you tune up in your training facility, you tune up and get yourself ready when you're preparing, you know, outside of the cameras and outside of when everyone's paying. When you go to fight, you fight a good fight. You fight against someone who's worthwhile, and you put on a show. You don't make people pay to see you tune up or whatever you want to do. I'm not into that.
You talked about the mental side of things, but physically speaking, it seems like Mike has changed a lot and evolved a lot as a fighter since you guys last met. Do you feel like you're the same in the physical side of things?
Yeah, physically, mentally, we both change. You know, this sport in general is about evolving. If you're not evolving, you're gonna get your ass kicked. You're gonna die. So the idea is to evolve on a daily basis, to continue to grow. And everybody who's been a champion in this sport, that's where their mentality's at, and that's always my ultimate goal. You know, it's not necessarily to win, lose, draw, whatever you want to call it. It's just to evolve every day as a fighter, as a human being, and you know, just get better in general.
Do you expect the dog fight, though, that it was in the first fight? Do you expect things to be maybe slightly more technical? You know, what are you expecting when you visualize the fight? I'm going to be honest with you, I have zero expectations, you know. There's no way I'll be surprised, you know. There's no way I'll be upset or happy. I have no expectations for this fight. It's shit's going to go down. I'm going to react, and I trust my instincts. I trust my reactions, and I know that they're at the top of their game right now, and they're at the level they should be at, and they'll speak for themselves when it happens. Technically speaking, where do you feel like you have the biggest advantage? You know,
technically, to be honest with you, this whole training camp has been based upon not worrying about so much about technique. You know, technique's a great thing to have, but I have good technique. I'm a technical fighter. I have good technique, striking, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. For me, it was more about being focused, being sharp, and not losing that focus, keeping it for 5-minute rounds. So it was more of a character trait and building my will, my warrior spirit, and my strength. The training camp was more about that than any technique.
Well, anything else you want to say, Eddie? Definitely excited for Saturday here.
No, I just want to thank my friends, my fans, my coaches, my teammates, and my family. No man's an island. You know, this is not just me in here. It's a ton of people who sacrificed and who's been with me from the very beginning, especially my fans in Philadelphia. I know everybody's going to be watching, and they're with me from the very beginning. And thank you guys, and thank everyone out there who's been with me for this long layoff, and tune in.
Last thing quickly was, you said you knew you would be the main event. Can you just talk to us about why and how you feel that now that you are the main event on Spike TV?
When Bellator told me that, you know, we're going to be co-main event and Tito and Rampage are going to be, I had no qualms with that. They earned their spot as a main event anywhere in any promotion. So you know, I was happy for them. But I told these guys, I told the CEOs, I told the people in Bellator that someone's going to get hurt, that fight ain't going to go on, and me and Mike are going to be main event. I said that to him, and it happened. So here we are, main event.
For me, this was the main event all along. Eddie Alvarez, Mike Chandler going down Spike TV live this Saturday night.